um, our club for meetings because we were losing a lot of members as a result of Zoom. They just won't do it. They were going to other clubs, and so we decided we would have both. We're not fine-tuned on the technology yet for the Zoom connection, well heard and presented in conjunction with our meetings, but our live physical meetings, but we're working on that.
Okay. And you have one e-club here, Mitch.
Yes.
You've been doing this the longest probably. How long have you been doing Zoom meetings?
Well, our format is the meetings to go, and not Zoom, because that's what the district had available for us back, way back.
No, I remember. Yeah, I remember using that. Go to meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
See, when did we get chartered? 2013.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So,
yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I was going to say, let's talk about engaging meetings on virtually, because I guess when you're face to face, you have regular engagement and everything else. But you know, I was telling Christine way back that I was visiting different clubs, you know, on these Zoom meetings, and you know, there's one club was just awful. I mean, they were doing all these wrong things, and I wanted to leave, but I couldn't leave because I was the guest speaker, you know. So you have to bear with me on this, but let's talk about some best practices. As I look around the room now, think about membership and the president-elects and presidents that I see here. You are a movie star now. You are the talk show host. So you have to think that way, that you are the talk show host. So when I look around the room, first of all, if you are the talk show host, how is your camera position? How is your lighting? So unfortunately, Mimi, you've got this nice window behind you. We can't see your face because there's no light on you. So on a Zoom meeting, it's Zoom or virtual meeting because we want to see your faces. And if you're busy doing something else, if you're answering emails, checking your text, then you mute yourself and you go off the screen, and that's okay. You know, it's better not to see you than to see you cleaning your house, cooking, or something else. We're only here for a short period of time, so hopefully you pay attention. Now, on Zoom meetings, also we look at body language. You're the host. You're kind of looking around the room, and people are, you know, just kind of nodding out, or they're going like this, and you actually see them. So that means you are not engaging them, right? So how do you keep them engaged? And again, you are the talk show host. So let's look around the room. Is your camera at eye level, or am I looking at your forehead, or am I looking up your nose? All right. So you are the presenter. You have to look good. Now, on my setup right now, I'm using a virtual screen, and it's a green screen. It's not just a Zoom virtual, but it's actually got a green screen on it. So if I stop my virtual background and go to none, that's my screen. So I've got a green screen behind me. And the difference is when I wave my hand using a green screen, it stays there, right? If you don't have a green screen, your hand kind of disappears. So just be aware of stuff like that. And your backgrounds could be something like this. It could be maybe a little bit more fun. You know, it depends on what kind of look you're trying to have, or something like that. So think about your audience when you have a virtual background. If you have a messy house, don't show it. It's really bad. Nancy, I love your bookcase. It looks really professional. You know, it looks like you're smart. You do a lot of reading. And then on Jill, beautiful pictures in the background. It's just a nice look. But if you have a picture that people are looking at, you know, is that your dog? Is that your cat? it kind of distracts. So be aware of your background when you have your Zoom meetings. Patty, is that an actual wall, or is that that looks like a virtual background maybe?
Yeah, virtual picture of my campus, actually.
Yeah, and you don't seem to be disappearing. So do you have a green screen, or are you just not moving?
Not moving.
Yeah, yeah. So just kind of be aware of that, because you are the star. Now, in my home, the best lighting is natural lighting. If the light is in front of you, coming at you. So it's just the opposite for Mimi. You know, a lot of people like to show the view of the house, you know, outside their view, but we can't see you because the backlight. And my setup right now, I've got, what's that?
Alden said hello.
Oh, okay. The other thing is, when you host a Zoom meeting, is everybody on mute automatically? You know, as a host, you mute people, because the worst thing is background noise, right? Okay. In my setup, I have two lights. I've got two little LED lights that are shining at me. And I'm using a remote camera. I'm not using the computer camera. I'm using a remote camera. And it's like, okay, if I'm going to set up my Zoom meetings, I better look a little decent. So I decided to spend, $100 on a couple of lights, $50 on a green screen, and so forth and so on. Stuff that as a club president, you have to look good. So believe it or not, that gets back to, for a lot of us, we have shiny foreheads and everything else. Can you adjust the light? Or I actually went to Macy's, and you can't see this too well, but it's a makeup clinique. So I actually went to Macy's with my girlfriend, and I said, okay, what do I do to get rid of my shiny forehead? And they said, grow some hair. Okay. Aside from that, what can I do? And so I've got some matte finish. They sold me a bunch of stuff, so I feel your pain. But again, I'm trying to get rid of the shine so that, you're the star of the show, all right? So you have to look good. Now, a lot of us wear glasses. And if you have these lights, does that cause a glare? All right, it's okay to wear the glasses, but just watch yourself in the light position so there's no glare in your eyes. All right. So as I'm looking around the room, most of you are centered in the frame. Great. Now, how big do you need to be on your frame? Well, for me, I guess it depends on the background that I'm using. So as the host, a lot of things you have to do is to watch your chat boxes, right? Now, if you're presenting, you may not have time to watch the chat box. So you have a secondary person helping you. Your coordinator, your co-host, your proctor. That's the person that's going to monitor everything. That's kind of important. How many of you actually use monitors for your meetings? Yeah, great. And there are a lot of functions on Zoom. I'm not sure if you know all the functions. How many of you use breakout rooms? Okay. Yeah, a little bit. This close. Yeah. And how many of you actually do polling? Okay. So one of the things you have to do is keep the members engaged. And that is maybe have a poll on every meeting, as you start, have a poll just to make sure they can click the buttons and things. It might be, did you go out for the weekend? Yes or no? And they answer yes or no. and then you can tell them the results. So if you've not used polling, try that. It kind of breaks up the meeting. Now, how many of you have 1 hour meetings? Most of you have 1 hour meetings. Okay, the question is how to set up polling. So who's got, Christine, you're in control of this meeting? You're on mute.
Yes.
Okay.
I was just trying to Google, how do I set up polls? I did it last month
Okay,
ago.
so on the bottom of your screen, is there a polling?
Yeah, but it says it's inactive.
Oh, okay. So good question. When you launch your Zoom settings, there's a setting that says polling, and there's a setting that says co-host. So click that box for polling. And which reminds me, speakers, do they know how to share screens? All right. So Christine, can you let me share the screen or give me control? Co-host or something?
Yeah, just a second. Participant. Ron.
Okay. So
Make a co-host. You're there.
Okay, I'm co-host.
Now you are.
Okay, now I'm co-host. All right. So pause, stop polling. There's a polling function. And this is interesting. I guess there was a membership focus meeting. Here's a sample of a poll. And you know, this is from whatever it was. Must have been an older thing. But answer that. Just click on any button.
I don't see the poll.
You don't see the poll?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I see it. Oh, so I've got some people answering, holding engaging meetings. I got some people saying, staying in touch with members. We're going to keep this poll open for another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We end the poll, and I will share the results with you. So those are the results of the poll. And it could be anything that you use for district assemblies, engaging your members. What kind of, just think of a polling question you would like to ask. So you literally go in there and type in the question. You don't have to pay for polling. It comes standard with your package, assuming you buy your package, is not the free 40-minute Zoom thing. So let me see. Yeah, as the host, as the host and co-host, you can't participate in the poll because you're conducting the poll.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah, that's why. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's the sample of a poll, which is really easy to do. Okay. So we could stop that and click that off. There's also other things that you should be aware of is that microphones, do sound checks. Now I'm using a Apple wire headset just because I don't want other noise coming in. The question is, can you hear people? And when we went around the room, I heard most of you pretty well. But if you get really far back from your computer, I can't hear you, right? Mm-hmm. So the question is, as the presenter, do you try to have a microphone? Do you get closer to your computer? Or do you actually buy an external microphone and use that? How professional do you want to get? How much money do you want to spend? And if we are having these virtual Zoom meetings for the next year, maybe the club buys it and passes it from president to president, that kind of equipment. And I'm telling my governor-elects, buy a green screen, buy some lights, get an external camera. And the value of an external camera is I could move it up and down, and move it around. I could point it to something else if I want to show people something and not just have it and move my whole computer. I'm able to adjust the size remotely on my camera. So I don't have to get closer. I'm just adjusting the settings on my remote camera. Good or bad, you know, it just depends on what effect you're trying to have. So everybody is kind of centered in the screen. Raise your computer up to about eye level if possible. You know, Mitch is probably an expert on this. Looks like he's really straight head on, and he's got a nice headset, so he hears everything really clearly.
Yes.
And he's got a microphone, and it's really clear when I hear Mitch. So that shows you the experience that he has with this. I like to see more light on Mitch, but that's okay. But try to have it at eye level because you are the star of the show. Okay? Does that sound reasonable?
Ron?
Yeah.
I'm getting some things in the chat box. Can you send people email instructions on setting up polls? And somebody asked about setting up their profile picture. Is that in that Zoom thing that you were going to pass out at the end?
Yeah, the Zoom profile that the stuff that I was going to send out wasn't how to. It's more best practice, but I could send out links and stuff for. Let me write that down. So
I know that Zoom has some really good help. So
yep.
if you want to change your profile picture, just Google how to change my profile picture
Yep.
on Zoom and find a little 3-minute video and boom, you can do that.
Yep.
Because it is handy when you step away that you're not just showing them the
Yeah.
pilot has left the airplane. You know,
Yeah.
they don't want to see that when you're the leader.
Yeah, they're taking a break. Yeah, Janet.
I don't understand the green screen.
Ah, okay. So let me kind of go back to my video settings and select none. Behind me is my house, but I've got a screen here. Literally, that's a screen.
Okay.
Now we
So,
want to see what your house looks like.
it's a mess. That's why when you have a messy house, please don't show it. I don't want to see your laundry. I don't want to see your cooking.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Something fun that I did, you know, the whole Brady Bunch thing. So these are the past presidents of my Rotary Club.
Oh.
Most recent. So, you know, it's kind of fun to see the past presidents sometimes or members of your club. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. We meet in a Chinatown restaurant or maybe something like that. You know, I want to look smart, so I have a bookcase. I want to be very eclectic and I have all these other things. So, you know, picking a background is really easy. If you go to your Zoom settings and you can literally just pull in a picture to set your own background. So this is a picture that I actually took. So, but aside from that, those are just some things that you should start looking at, you know, do you have enough light in front of you? So Chris, you're just a little bit dark because of your window in the back kind of thing. And that's the kind of stuff that people are looking at. All right.
I was going to go close the window, but I decided not to stand up and do it.
Well, okay. Let's talk about your meetings. Let's talk about your meetings. How many of your clubs sing? Anybody sing? Clubs that sing?
Where's the Springfield? There you are.
Okay.
Yep, we do Springfield.
And how's that working for you on a Zoom meeting?
Actually better than you would anticipate. You know, it's not always in unison, as you can imagine, but I think the level of connection that it brings to the club far outweighs that piece. So we still do it every week.
Okay. And again, it's part of your club culture. What do you keep on a Zoom meeting and what do you not keep on a Zoom meeting? And think about this. If you are a visitor that, you know, found your Zoom link on Facebook, website, and they come to this meeting, and they hear people out of sync, you know, you have to explain what you're doing before you actually do it. So our welcome to the Rotary Club XYZ. One of the things we like to do is to start with a song, and we're going to sing so-and-so. That's fine. Versus, you know, just be prepared for that. Generally, I would say probably not. Singing is hard to do. Hard to do. How many of you do the Pledge of Allegiance at your club meeting? Okay. And to do the Pledge of Allegiance, what do you normally do? You stand up, right? So if I stand up, you're going to see my belt, right?
We don't
So, yeah, you don't stand, right?
stand up.
Yeah. So, you know, be careful of your instructions because we would normally stand up, but I don't want to see everybody's stomach. So why don't we just, you know, and then again, if you do it in unison, it's really hard because you have all this cross chatter. So maybe have one person lead the pledge and everybody else put on mute, you know, and rotate it. What was really funny was one of our club members literally just became a citizen of the United States.
Oh, cool.
So we said, we're going to honor you by having you lead the pledge. And of course, he doesn't know it. He forgot it.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. So know your audience. Know your
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
All right. So how many of you do a program, some announcements, and then a speaker kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In a Zoom meeting, you know, we have 1 hour today, and you know there's a hard cutoff time. Start on time, end on time. Really important. Maybe it's easier to have the speaker first and get the speaker off, and then you could talk among yourselves to do things. So consider that is like, let the speaker start. You know, you do your Pledge of Allegiance, whatever, make 2 or 3 announcements and start the speaker, get the speaker off. How many of you start the meeting with a lot of fellowship, chit chat like we did when we first all logged in? It's really common, but it's hard to hear. You know, we have 16, 18 people on. It's hard to go back and forth and listen to everybody. So do you use breakout rooms?
No, no.
One of the most exciting parts about a Zoom meeting is, or Rotary, is our fellowship. I haven't seen Claudette in how long? You know, 2 or 3 years? Because yeah, she's on mute, so she's just mouthing stuff. But
I saw you in Denver last year,
A year-
September 9th. Yeah.
a year ago.
Yeah.
But so Christine, do you have, are you set up for breakout rooms on the bottom of your thing? I don't see breakout rooms.
I see it. Let me see what happens. Assign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hit breakout rooms.
Okay.
Right.
Create rooms.
And then hit, let's see.
How many
there's
rooms? Maybe 4?
6. Do
6.
6 rooms and hit automatic
Okay.
and then go. Oh, well, wait.
Oh.
And then do it for, hit go.
Okay.
Count to 20 and then hit end meeting. And when you see the end meeting, it'll automatically give us a 60-second countdown. But
Okay.
okay, so now we all have a breakout room. Go to that breakout room.
Join.
And let's talk, okay?
Join.
Okay. Let's see who's in my room. Sherry, Patty, Julie, and Curtis. And you're all muted, except for me. This is fun. In a minute, we will be back together in 30 seconds. I think there's a lot of good ways that we could be using breakout rooms. I was thinking before our meetings start, people chat around the table. Hi, Janet.
All right. You said right. Perfect.
Breakout rooms.
Breakout rooms.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I can see using those like tables. When people come in and they sit at a table, a breakout room is like sitting at a table and you have a smaller group of people you can talk with.
Absolutely. But the key is don't assign them to the breakout rooms, because you know how that table in the back, those four guys, don't do that.
Yeah, just do automatic.
Automatic.
So-
And having cats. Cats are fun. I like dogs, but yeah. Kim, did you have a question?
Yeah, I did. I just said, so when you're first starting your meeting, are you have everybody in the waiting room and then they come into a breakout room, or do you wait till everyone's there?
So as the host, co-host, president, please be on time. Please get there 5 minutes early, maybe 10 minutes early before the meeting, because you may want to set up polling questions. You know, you could set up polling questions the day before, 5 days in advance, whatever, and just have them in the queue ready to go. So it's polling question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, how many people went outside today or yesterday? You know, how many people did a service project? Whatever it is. And they would give them answers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, A, B, C, D, E, like we saw. And the breakout, the waiting rooms are important because of Zoom bombers. So that's the security function, is that you see the name, you let them in. If you don't know the name, maybe you won't want to let them in. So the waiting room is different.
So you would need all your guests, have to know who all the guests are?
Yeah.
Well, you can also kick them out. So as the host or the co-host, the proctor, the administrator needs to know how to kick people out.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Mimi?
Thank you. So I have two questions. One is, do you think, I thought it might be a good idea to open up the meeting room early so that people can come in and kind of talk to each other through Zoom. I mean, it's not quite the same as they used to in our regular meetings, but at least still they can say hi to each other and start talking and communicating, and that's the start of their fellowship. The other question, the question I have, and I wanted to know your opinion on that, if you thought that was
Right, because we do that too.
And then the other question I had is, did you say earlier that you have an external mic as well as the cameras?
Right. Okay. So getting to the meeting early. So the host, whether it's 5-10 minutes early or even 15 minutes early, there is a club that I know that says our meeting starts at 12:30. If you come in at 12 to 12:30, you get to have fellowship. The problem is we have 18 people and one person talks at a time.
Yeah.
That's a little harder. So the breakout rooms, what we do at a lot of, in our district now, is we'll get the speaker on, get them off. Finish up your club business. Then you do 1 or 2 breakout rooms so that people are rotating, different people in rooms.
Okay.
And you want 3 to 4 people in a room. So do the math. There's 18 people here. If we did 6 breakout rooms, that's 3 per room. But because Christina and I generally, or, you know, depending host and co-host, we're not in a breakout room, but Christine, being the host, can jump between breakout rooms. She can go to any room she wants. And she could actually type a message to all of us. 5-minute warning, 3-minute warning. And then when you hit end, we have a 60-second countdown. So you do the first breakout room, maybe have a question. Hey, how many people saw so-and-so or whatever event? And have a question for the breakout room, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for 10 minutes, maybe, depending on how many people are talking. I mean, Janet and I said hi, and all of a sudden, we had 60 seconds.
Yeah.
But that was great because we wanted to see that countdown.
The one thing I noticed, Ron,
Yep.
is when we had our breakout room, there was a sign right in front of your face that showed the countdown. Is there any way of moving that?
Yeah, you actually click on it and drag it off to the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Now, how many are you looking at us at gallery view or speaker view?
I'm looking at a speaker view.
Okay.
I'm looking at gallery.
Look at gallery view.
Okay.
As the presenter, as the host of your club, look at the gallery view.
Does everyone know where the gallery view is? It's up in the right corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you're kind of monitoring, or your co-host, host, proctor is monitoring everybody, seeing if they're engaged or not. And they're also monitoring the chat boxes, everything else, because as president, you're really busy. Just
a great idea.
You're just trying to remember what's the next thing I have to say. So I don't know if Mitch, do you actually have people monitor, or is just the host that does everything?
The host does everything.
Yeah, well, you probably have more experience. That's why you've been doing it longer. So, you're always scanning, and if possible, try to look at the camera when you're talking, or because the last thing you want to do is look down at your computer. So, the camera is a little bit higher. So try to look at the camera, not down at the computer. Or, you sit a little farther back and, teleprompter kind of stuff, kind of scan and look, sit farther back. I'm actually using 2 monitors right now. So I've got my computer on my desktop, which is kind of low, but my remote camera is on a tripod. And I try to set it at eye level. And, I could adjust the camera, manually or through the electronics of the camera. And your screen is actually behind my camera. So right now, I don't see everybody because the camera's blocking a little bit. So I'm adjusting what I'm looking at. But as I look at you, I'm looking more directly at the camera than looking down at my computer. Yeah. So again, you're the host. What do they do on TV? I mean, just kind of follow what they do on TV.
Okay. Yeah.
And that does really, really help. So try to have your camera at eye level if possible. Now, I don't see anybody on a phone, which is great because if you've seen it, it's really small, right? Yeah. Phones are really small, yeah, and they don't see everything. So you're missing a lot of the energy of a Zoom meeting because you only see one person.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And as a host, you do not want to be on a remote if possible. You want a full computer. Kim, did you have a question? You're muted. Still okay.
Yeah, my bar wasn't working fast enough. Well, I seem to have a lot of people who use their phone, and I know some of them don't have to. And they pick it up, they walk around, and I know I've sent Zoom etiquette to the membership, but without being, kind of outwardly rude about it. I guess I just have to do it as a reminder.
Yeah.
You have the ones where they're wearing a dress and they set the phone on the table and then they get up and you're like, oh, and just weird things.
Yeah. So as the host, sometimes you could stop the video. So I just stopped your video, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I don't want to see you. So go ahead and start your video again because I can't start it.
Okay.
But as the host, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you're embarrassing me.
It says I can't do it, so she must not have it set for me.
Oh.
You'll have to restart me. Oh, now I can. Okay.
Okay. All right. So as the host, you could block people's video on Zoom. I don't know about GoToMeeting because I haven't used that in a long time, or Google Chat or those other things. There's all kinds of things we could talk about in terms of other things in Zoom etiquette. You know, you brought out some really things. Let me see, my Zoom etiquette page is really long. You've done everything on the names, which is great. Put your name down, your position, your title, depending on what kind of event it is. That's really important. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Let me see. Yeah. Christine?
I had to get in on that unmute button and it's not big enough, even though it's this big. Anyway, no excuse. I wanted to see if anyone wanted to share other ideas that they use via Zoom to engage their audience. Things that maybe they didn't do before the era of COVID. Our club, I'll give you 2 examples. One, we have a theme each week. So last week or the week before, it was bring your favorite coffee cup and tell us why it's your favorite coffee cup. Now I could see doing this in the breakout session. This is my favorite coffee cup, in case you couldn't tell. Isn't it nice? It's a Bennett Welch pottery and I've had it for 40 years. If it ever breaks, I'm gonna cry. But sharing those kinds of things has kind of brought us closer in a time that we're not feeling close. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I've used the chat box as a training vehicle. We have a trivia game each week. And I'll ask what year was Rotary started? Well, the answer is 1905. I'm sure you all know that, or you wouldn't admit it if you didn't. But anyway, I say, okay, now everybody get over in your chat box. I tell them how to do that. And I say, make sure at the bottom it says everyone, because I want to see who gets the answer first. So they're learning a little something about Rotary. They're learning how to use the chat box. And I can see using the polling and the breakout rooms in a similar fashion to engage, to, you know, to not just as a meeting breakout room when I'm visioning going to a training session and you going to a breakout room, but as a more like a table, a round table at our meetings, and you have several tables, and the breakout rooms are like a table, and you can talk to 3 or 4 people, and you can share ideas, or like Ron said, throw out a question or a topic. One I'm interested in doing with our club is, what's our club's signature? What do we mean? What do we do? How do we, if you had one sentence or one word to say about us, what would it be? And then break things out and let people come back and say, you know, debrief. I think that would be a good visioning exercise. So anyway, those are 2 or 3 ideas, and I would like to hear, if we've got time, Ron, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just thought that this feeds right into what the foundation you've laid. What are some other ideas, because I love stealing all your ideas, that you use at your meetings that help with engagement? Kim.
One of the things that I did, and I don't do it every week, is I have a member who's a trainer out at the golf course, and he wanted to do a whole program. Well, I was booked for, you know, a couple months out. So I said, well, what if you come in and just, I call them info size, 5-minute info size. And he did this 3 or 4 chair exercises that we were all able to sit there and do. But I only had him like come in maybe once a month. And then I thought about having another person come in and maybe just share like a simple thing you could do as a craft. Like she does dot paintings really well, like on rocks, but I haven't done that yet. But I think the little exercise thing seemed to work really well. I mean, it's kind of funny. Everybody was doing it, you know, and then it was just like 5 minutes and then we moved on, but that seemed to work pretty good.
Okay, Marv, you had your hand up. And unmute yourself. If you're gonna talk, you gotta unmute.
My bar didn't work.
we're putting together videos of activities that we've done. We did one dealing with the school district, and 2 days ago we did another one putting out the flags. The videos are about a 1 to 2 minute video, and it works really good because people see other people being involved.
That's cool.
The key for the videos, by the way, is that when you share screens for videos, there is a box that says computer audio. So make sure if there's audio that you click that box for the video. The other thing is that Zoom etiquette, if you're having problems watching us right now, how much stuff do you have open in the background? You know, do you have a lot of applications open? So if we're coming in jerky and other stuff, there's 2 reasons. One is that you have a lot of stuff open, so you're using memory on your computer, or your Wi-Fi sucks. So hopefully it's not your Wi-Fi, because you got to pay for that. And so if you are going to show a video, make sure that everything else is closed, and you tell your audience to get the best video experience, close your email, close this, close that. And this way they will have a better experience. Now, there is a function on Zoom to optimize video, which takes up the whole screen and does high def. But again, be careful, because it could slow down a lot of stuff. So whether you compress the video or just close all your other applications to make a better effect.
Yes, and if you live in a rural area like a lot of us do, and you have a dish on your roof, and it's a smoky day, say, for example, you automatically have a bad Wi-Fi connection, and what Ron says goes doubly.
Yeah. Mitch, do you show very many videos or anything like that on your e-club meeting?
No, we have not.
Okay.
But I will bring that up though. No.
Yeah.
Sherry, I saw your hand go up. Shelley, sorry.
Oh, good. So I have a question and a comment. One of the things that we do that I think is really important is either the president or the Zoom master, 2 different people, works to greet every person as they join the meeting. And it's a simple thing, but it makes a huge difference, because it makes people feel welcome and seen and part of the group, which is a challenge with Zoom. So that's the comment. The question is, we've thought about maybe once a month joining early for folks that want some Zoom training, so they can come to the meeting, you know, maybe 10 minutes early. Have any of you done that? And do you have any suggestions for how to organize that training? Yay, Marv.
What we've done is we do one-on-one trainings. So if somebody wants to train, as I did one yesterday, I will send them an individual invitation for a Zoom meeting. And if they have an iPhone, we also do FaceTime, so we can each look at each other's screens.
Good idea.
To see what we can do. And that seems to work pretty well. We've done about 4 of those individual trainings.
And do you structure, like, do you start with this, and this, or are you answering questions? How do you structure?
It's structured from while they're in the waiting, from the time that they hit the link to the time that they learn how to chat, how to raise their hand. Although I can't raise my hand on this, I go to participants and it doesn't do that on this Zoom meeting. But you just go through everything. It takes about 10 minutes and people feel pretty comfortable. Great. And then after that, on the next Zoom that they attend, I asked them to come in 5 minutes early, and then I let them in to make sure they have no issues.
Well done.
Yeah. One other thing about your Zoom meetings, how many of you are meeting at the exact same time and day as your regular club meetings? Are you still doing that?
Yeah.
Because these are Zoom, have any of your members asked to meet later in the day, in the evening, or does it matter to them?
I've thought about that. That's a good question for a breakout room.
Yeah, do a polling. Do a polling. Ask your members.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like meeting at the same time, or would you rather meet later, earlier, or something like that? Because it's Zoom, you know. We don't have to travel far, and we're all stuck here anyway. So
The other question is, how many of you take the recordings that you get that you can do when you have a Zoom meeting and post them on a YouTube channel? We have all of our programs on our YouTube channel. So if somebody missed a program last week that they really wanted to see, it's there. Does it get used a whole lot? No, but it's there, and it's something we can offer to somebody that wasn't able to meet at our time. Kim, if you unmute, you can.
Do you record the whole thing, or do you just record this program?
At first she was recording the whole thing, and now she tries to record the program within her, you know.
Well, that's good, because it also takes up less space, which is an issue I've seen a little bit. So,
well, okay. I think she could just embed it. She somehow magically gets it over to the Zoom channel, and she doesn't actually download the video, because it would be a big video. Right, Ron?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, initially that's okay. I'll figure it out. Thanks. I just wanted to know.
Well, Ron is, whenever Ron's going to send us or me, and I can forward it to everyone, a handout of some information about Zoom. This is all really good things, but I think it won't be the be-all, end-all answer to every question, but it'll give you some questions to ask, and then you can Google them and get your be-all, end-all answer for whatever. Because like I said, they have 3-minute videos about everything. Patty Scott's got her hand up.
Yeah, and it disappears too.
I know.
Last time we met, we talked about that your regular meetings you shouldn't try to do via Zoom what you do in person. And I tried to get some leverage on that with my club. I'm the membership chair, I'm not the president, you know, and threw out some of the suggestions that we talked about last month and that we're talking about today to engage more. Anybody have any strategies on how to get a club that's very set in tradition and doing things the same way we've always done it, to try some new things while we're in the Zoom world? Or maybe I'm the only club that's having this problem.
No.
No, I think that a lot of clubs are doing what they used to do, and they are finding out it doesn't work really well. Have you tried the breakout rooms yet?
No, we haven't. But I'm gonna suggest some of these things, and as I did last time. But again, I can't make the president decide to do some of these things. But nothing. We didn't do any of the things that I suggested that came out of our session last month, which I thought there were some good ones. And one of them was polling, not so much polling, but it was you give everyone a number and then you draw at the end and they get a gift certificate to eat on Rotary, and you're supporting the restaurants. I thought that one was a good one.
That sounds fun. Hey, Chris, you had a question?
Yeah, we're trying to, we meet in person. There's probably 25 of us that meet in person, and then there's 3 or 4 that Zoom in. And we've had a lot of problems with that, in that some of the conductivity, the Wi-Fi has not been very good, and I don't know, we're struggling a little bit with that.
Chris, you brought up something that's really, really important. What will your club meetings look like in a year from now? If you go back in person, will you still have what Chris does, a Zoom component? Well, you will need a co-host or somebody to monitor all that while the president is speaking or the guest is speaking. So you have the interaction, but what he said was Wi-Fi connection. If you don't have a good Wi-Fi connection, will your club get a hotspot or something to boost that connectivity? Because Now, when your members move away, they don't have to leave your club. They can join remotely.
Yeah.
So,
I was-
which is what happened in this meeting is that I'm 500 miles away from you, and I'm your guest speaker or facilitator. You could go anywhere in the world to get speakers now. I mean, Mitch probably. I mean, I'm assuming Mitch doesn't just get speakers from local, but you can go anywhere now to get a speaker. It's not hard.
Well, like Mitch's club does, you can go anywhere in the world to get members too.
Yes, we have
Your
members
members
from,
don't have to be in your geographical area. They can be anywhere. They can be friends of members that live in Muskogee, Wisconsin. I don't know if that's a real place, but I made it up.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about membership, it's like there's a lot of things that COVID has imposed upon us that will end up being revelations. They're going to end up being make us better and make us better Rotarians, make our service projects more effective, make our membership stronger. And yeah, we can get Ron Jen up here to talk about Zoom. I've got somebody I'm in mind for next month. It's from Pennsylvania. And, just people I've met through Rotary that all I have to do is ask. I mean, all I had to do with Ron and with Corey last month is ask. And I haven't heard no yet. Of course, there's only been 2 meetings this year. So give me time. I might yet. But I would like, before we close the meeting, and it's 11 o'clock, if anyone will put in the chat box anything specific you'd like to talk about next month, I will take a common denominator out of that, and that will be our focus next month. And of course, just like this month, we can deviate as the group chooses. But Ron, I want to thank you a lot for being here. And everybody give him a round of applause, and give yourself a round of applause for being here. You guys are all having some tough issues of your own, and you're still here. So yay.
And it's funny about what you said about applause, because you're the co-host, you're the host of a TV show. You don't hear any applause, and that's the new Zoom meeting format, is that you hear one person, and that's what you get. So. Or the emojis, the hands and stuff. So this is great. I thank you for inviting me. I will send you my little top things. It's a Word document, and you can share it with anybody. And space to add more of your own ideas.
And email me, Christine at leadersupportservice.com.
I think I have that.
Any critiques, any ideas, any you should haves, or anything else you want to say to me. I want to maintain this relationship. We are stronger together. So with that, I'm going to end the meeting because we're a minute over, and shame on me.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Thanks again, Ron.
Well, thanks for joining. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Great.
I can't wait to go back to my president and share this with her.
Oh, good.
Perfect. Good luck. And if you want to get things done, be the president of your club.
I was going to suggest that.
or ask Claudette to be a district governor and not do anything.
No.
Oh, I know how busy you've been. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. All right.
Biggest challenge. Oh, I was going to say the biggest challenge for me as president next year is it's our club centennial anniversary. We're the first, the oldest club in our district. So everyone's going to be invited to a big dinner dance event that hopefully we won't be social distancing anymore. That's the challenge.
Wow. So you're going to be the centennial president?
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I was president of our Rotary Club in Vallejo, California for our 75th anniversary. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Terrific. Well, start planning now and make it a really, really big event, because we are excited to get out and be together again. and that's going to be a really fun time.
Yeah.
So for membership retention, it's all about the events, right? Events and fellowship. So
Yeah.
projects are important, but wow, that's
Yeah.
exciting. All right, thank you all.
Thank
And
you.
if
Thank
you have any-
you.
if you have any questions, forward it through Christine or ask Claudette what my email is, and I'll get back to you.
Great.
I'll send out the, whatever Ron sends me, I'll send out to everyone. Okay?
Okay.
Terrific.
Bye. See
Thank
you next
you.
month.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay.
Thanks again, Ron.
See you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, Christine.
Bye-bye.